Anna.
Will this for a second?
Sure.
It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been too long. Oh, miserable son of a bitch!
Guess I had that coming.
Oh, baby. I'm just getting started. Oh.
I don't want to hurt you.
Believe me, those days are over. Jax has terrible judgment in women. All of his women. I thought he'd finally learned his lesson from Courtney, but incredibly, he's sunk even lower with you, which is why I will shortly win this game and guarantee you are nothing but a temporary distraction.
You know what? I think I could grow to dislike you as much as you dislike me. I win.
Well, it's still temporary. Oh, I so wanted to avoid any unpleasantness, but let me be clear. There is no way I will allow my son to invest his heart in a lying tramp like you.
Well, let me be clear. I don't need your approval. And get used to this. I will be with Jax anytime, any way, and anywhere I please. Permanently, temporarily, whatever. That's up for me and Jax to decide, okay? Do you understand?
Jane? Jane? Oh, my God.
Okay. She's still breathing. That's a good sign. All right. Okay. All right. Her pulse is steady. Jane! All right, Carly. Call the ambulance. All right. Oh. Oh. Jax will never forgive me if I kill his mother.
What are you doing? Right here like
What
this?
do you mean? Why not?
It's just, you're always such a private person.
I'm sort of different.
Hey, Sonny, what is going on with you?
I'm sorry. I don't want to push you.
Wait, Sonny, I'm just trying to make sense. You're the most private man I've ever known, so when you say that you want to make love in the backseat of a car out here in public, it just took me by surprise.
I just had a feeling of being impulsive. So it's not a big deal, right?
Getting all hot and bothered at Vista Point may be sexy in theory, but it could be embarrassing in practice.
So you think taking a risk is not interesting to you at all?
No,
It doesn't matter?
I'm just saying that the man I know would never suggest doing something with the potential for public scrutiny, so I guess what I want to know is, who are you? And what have you done with Sonny?
You bastard, you went ahead and did it anyway.
You're too late.
You get your hands off
It's
me.
already started. It's almost done.
Tell me it's not as bad as it looks.
We need to hurry, people. When the DA puts us on trial, it'll help our case immensely if our patient is alive.
If Sam dies, I will personally see you put away for murder.
This operation is Sam's
This operation
best
is
chance.
illegal, and I have an injunction. If she dies, it's your fault. You've got some nerve pretending to be dead all these years.
Hey.
You know, I only wish it had been the real thing. You knew I was alive. You knew my memory was gone, and you did nothing.
I spent 15 years protecting your manicured ass.
Oh, that is such misogynistic crap!
Enough! Okay, Jane, the ambulance is coming. Jane? Oh, God, why did I quit nursing school? Oh, she's still breathing. That's good. Come on, let's check your eyes. Let's see what's gonna... Well, the pupils dilate to light. That's a good sign.
Mom, there's like a million sand crabs out there. What's wrong with Jax's mom?
She's just taking a little rest. Just resting her eyes. Why don't you guys go find Letitia so we don't wake her up?
All right. What's your name, please?
Here with me. I'll take care of him and I'll name him while you're gone.
Name one laser.
Okay. Wow, do you hear that? Jane? Help is on its way. By thunder, that's cold! Oh, so glad you're feeling so much better.
You gotta understand something. I'm out from under the business and the politics. I don't have to worry about being undermined or taken over in the most important thing. No one I love has to be afraid anymore.
Sonny, you went into a business that was inherently dangerous. You must have known.
Why? When I got into this life, I didn't, I was young. I had nothing to lose. I was a bit player back then. I was ambitious. Being in love, having a family was the last thing on my mind. But eventually, that's where I ended up. Married with kids. No way of getting out.
Whose decision is that?
I was seduced. I didn't know how to get out of a business. They gave me so much. Money, power. I thought the only way out was in a coffin. Now, Jason, he changed all that. He solved all my problems.
Her pressure was stable. She was holding her own. Why couldn't you have waited just a little bit longer, Jason? You always have to play God. You aren't, and you put her at risk.
I can't visualize the...
BP's at 94 for 52. How much longer?
Too long.
I had about 1 second with her.
She's not dead.
Well, she's not doing very well, is she? You heard the alarm. That can't be a good sign, Jason. You are responsible. You are responsible because you got her shot, and now you put her under the knife for a surgery that she may not be strong enough to take. And your 11th hour disclosure that I'm her mother doesn't make up for your irresponsible actions. I swear to God, if anything happens to her, I will never forgive you.
Sam's alive.
She okay?
It's too early to tell if there's brain damage, but the edema has been incised. She has a chance to live.
Mom, you have every right to be angry with Dad. He's a jerk. Okay, but kicking his butt right now is not going to change anything.
Hey, back off, medicine woman. Let him at it. This is entertaining.
Are you Luke Spencer?
I am.
Oh, yeah. I hear you're about as big a deadbeat as Robert.
Hey, that's my deadbeat you're talking about.
And that's my daughter, and she's sweet.
You should be happy she's alive. Nice job. Way to go, spreading a life-threatening virus to innocent people, including your daughter and mine.
Mom, we're fine now.
Yeah. Yeah. I know. I'm incredibly grateful. Correct me if I'm wrong. Aren't you and Robert playing footsie with a heartless tramp who tried to profit off the antidote?
I see that you're still the same ice-cold, heartless, abrasive bitch you always were.
I guess we owe Jason our gratitude for making this all possible.
Hey, you know what? Don't get me wrong, I'm still furious at Jason. For, turning on me. I mean, that kind of trust, you lose that, it's hard to get over. But I'm adjusting to a different kind of life. I get up every morning, and it's easier to breathe. I just appreciate, you know, how hard I've worked, the risks that I've taken. It's time to enjoy it. And I want to enjoy it with you, okay? It's time for us to have fun, to, you know, take some chances that don't involve guns and bombs.
As long as you're happy.
You make me happy. And I want to do the same for you, okay? Okay? Okay, let's go. What?
Wait, hold on. What happened to your idea of making love in the backseat of the car?
I thought you hated it.
I can be proven wrong. Risky, but with no guns, no bombs. What's the worst that could happen?
You were great, man.
You too. You're every bit as brilliant as you claim to be. It was an honor to be on your team.
Well, you're already a great OR nurse, and I like to be right.
Patrick, are you out of your mind? You defy a court order to operate? You have any idea what that can do to your career?
I just saved Sam's life. And there wouldn't have been an injunction if you hadn't alarmed the patient's mother and caused her to panic.
I did that to protect you from your own arrogance.
Hey, what's going on here?
My genius son here just performed an illegal surgery.
He just saved Sam's life.
Well, it turns out I'm a better surgeon than my father ever dreamed of being, and it just kills you that Sam's surgery was a success and you were just wrong.
When did Alexis lift the injunction?
She didn't exactly, but it shouldn't matter.
Elizabeth, were you part of the team that operated on Sam McCall?
I was.
Who was the surgeon?
I was what?
You're both under arrest.
All right, Sam. You made it this far. Now you've got to keep fighting your way back.
I just want to thank you for everything you did.
I was just following doctor's orders.
Jason?
I have a warrant for your arrest for ignoring a court order, conspiracy. You put a woman through surgery without her consent.
Somebody ought to read the woman's chart before they start making judgments.
Take a look in the room. She's alive, Matt.
I'm glad. I mean it. I'm glad Sam made it through. Maybe a judge will show compassion. But you broke the law. I can't ignore it. So did Epiphany Johnson.
You arresting me too?
You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to an attorney.
Ladies, please, decorum. This one packs a hell of a wallop. English, you know how easily that porcelain skin bruises.
I'm not afraid of her. Well, no one ever accused you of excess intelligence.
At least I'm not a hypocrite. You pass yourself off as a paragon of law and order. You, the same woman who hid Robert's daughter from him for the first 7 years of her life.
This became any of your business, when?
When you ignored Robert's warnings and had to flirt with Faison, getting yourself kidnapped, which meant he had to rescue you, which meant you both
It's
ended
ancient
up...
history. We all make mistakes. But my name's been cleared. There are no outstanding warrants for my arrest. And anybody else here who could say the same thing, you know, step forward.
Hi. Robin, Lulu, me. We're not wanted, as far as we know.
Then you are more than welcome to join me when I collect the $500,000 bounty, because I am handing my good-for-nothing ex-husband and his, past their prime friends, over to the authorities.
Think again.
Sorry about the mix-up, boys, but I must say I was very impressed with your response time. You can expect a nice, big contribution for the Widows and Orphans Fund this year.
That was interesting.
Well, you ought to thank me for covering for you. Calling in a false emergency can get you arrested, you know.
I would be more concerned about Jax finding out that you faked a heart attack.
Well, I just wanted to find out how clever a girl you are.
And?
Well, it's obvious you're quite good at scheming, which is a terrible trait, and one more reason why you do not deserve to be with Jax.
You're crazy. Jax can scheme and lie with the best of them.
Oh, now you watch it now.
You raised a corporate raider. Jax is as ruthless as any man.
That is about business. Sadly, your main connection with Jax is personal.
Jax is very happy with our relationship.
Jax has terrible taste in women, and you are the worst of a bad lot. You don't put him first. You're still in love with another man. Now, why should he devote himself to you?
I never would have dreamed it, but spontaneity really suits you.
Yeah?
Oh, God.
What?
Oh, my God, it's a cop.
Don't worry about it. Let me just... How you doing, officer?
Step out of the car, please.
All right. Beautiful night, huh, officer? See the city lights from up here. Is there a problem?
Totally amazing. I haven't seen anything like this up close.
Excuse me?
I couldn't imagine what it'd be like to own one of these.
Yeah, it's changed my life.
You need to pull through this.
Hey, how's Sam doing?
Nobody really knows. They went ahead with the surgery against a court order.
Yeah, I heard. Elizabeth and Patrick Drake were just arrested.
Rick, I'm sorry about Elizabeth. But it was her choice.
Wait, you want Elizabeth arrested?
I don't want anyone arrested. I wanted to spare Sam the trauma of a life-threatening surgery. They could have given the drugs a minute to work before they cut into her brain with a scalpel. God only knows what effect that's going to have, or if she's even going to wake up.
Okay, I have good news. Looks like the surgery saved your daughter's life.
How come Jason's the only one in cuffs?
Because he has an extensive record and a history of violence.
Mac, he didn't do anything wrong. He's just a bystander.
I'd be happy to handcuff all of you if you insist, but I won't handcuff him.
I'd like to know if our arrests were motivated by malice or incompetence. Because the surgery was successful, the patient is alive. If Alexis wanted arrested before the outcome, then you might want to check back.
Alexis knows the results. She's with Sam.
So we've been punished for saving Sam? Epiphany wasn't even in the OR.
I understand that Miss Johnson kept Alexis at bay while the rest of you pulled a bait and switch.
So you're gonna start shooting people for saving lives?
I know it doesn't sound fair, but you broke the law. As Sam's mother, Alexis specifically got a court order that forbade surgery, and you ignored it.
You know what? I'm the only one who should be here, okay? They only performed the surgery because I forced them to. I told Dr. Drake that I would shoot him if he did not operate on Sam.
Mr. Morgan
That's a lie, and you know it. Patrick wanted to operate. We all did. Jason never threatened anyone, and I was there when Patrick asked Jason to cover if it became necessary.
Hey, speak for yourself.
Did Jason threaten you, yes or no?
Yes. After I asked him to.
The charges stick. Unless Alexis drops him, you cop a plea, or the judge shows mercy. That's the best I can do. Jason will spend the night in jail because of his priors. The rest of you can probably be released if you find someone to post bail.
You arrest people for operating now. What's the bail on my mom?
How'd you hear?
I was on my way to see Jason for business, and then I found out that you're arrested for performing an unauthorized surgery.
Don't worry about it.
No, it's okay. I'll have you out in no time. It's okay.
I said, forget it, Stanford. Your money's no good here.
You're just mad because after all the preaching you've done about my life, you broke the law and you got caught.
Don't you get smart with me. I'm a trained professional. You are a once brilliant young man who turned into a life-wasting, no-good criminal by choice. So I said, put your money away. Mama's spending the night in jail.
I couldn't be happier about this. Now, however, I am a little confused and, quite frankly, a little suspect in that you told me just a few hours ago that this surgery was dangerous and could have dangerous side effects.
I gave you the best information I had at the time.
Okay, do you have any doubts that the medication might have worked?
Yes, some. But I do know that Patrick's surgery relieved the intracerebral edema.
So what are the side effects?
Well, it's too soon to know. But Sam's pupils are even and reactive, which is a very, very good sign.
Okay, and your hopeful prognosis is not based on the fact that your son violated the court order and performed an illegal surgery.
Yes, I would protect my son, but I am speaking the truth.
If this were court, I would list you as a hostile witness.
We're not in court.
That's actually a shame because court makes more sense to me. The system is, of course, one that I'm familiar with. This, however, is out of my depth, being in a hospital. So naturally, I have to rely on you, rely on the nurses and their experience and expertise. So I'm certain that you can understand how concerned I am when I hear people talking to me about how Patrick did the surgery in order to redeem himself because he lost another patient. Or how I'm concerned that you are defending your son, not because of his medical expertise, but because he is understandably your son and you want to protect him. I'm concerned because the staff seems too biased to be able to treat Sam effectively. Here's what I want. I want Sam addressed. Not you, not Patrick, not Jason, not me. I want a doctor who will just give me the facts and treat her without any personal agendas.
I've been burned badly by love in my life. Last summer, I had a nervous breakdown because of it. And don't bother tucking that away for future reference, because Jax knows all about it.
My son is far too accepting and tolerant for his own good.
During that time, I caused an accident that hurt Jax very badly. And then a few years back, there was that time that I embezzled quite a bit of money from him.
Now, if this is meant to impress me, you have a ways to go.
There is no reason that Jax should trust me, but he does. He sees me clearly, with no illusions. And he's not afraid to call me on my stuff, which goes both ways, because I'm not afraid to call him on his either. Jax genuinely likes me, just the way I am.
Now, you say there's a point to all this?
Yeah. I'm not about to lose something so right because you don't like me.
Give Papa the gun, Gumdrop. Take your finger off the trigger.
Listen to your father.
I am not going to stand around and do nothing while she takes you into the authorities. That's not going to happen.
It's not?
No.
No. No. I got carried away. But you can understand why I would be angry at your father's behavior. So, hand the gun over, Gumdrop, and we will negotiate a compromise, okay? Hand the gun over.
Can I have it?
Do it.
Please?
Right here.
Thank you.
Give me the gun.
No. I will hold on to it for now. Thank you.
This is the part where you start to make excuses for your father.
Robert, it's obvious your ex-wife is spoiling for a fight. Would you mind taking us somewhere else and leaving the rest of us in peace?
You know what? I agree with Holly. It's time for some family togetherness. This is the first time that I've been with both of my parents together in, what, 15 years? I know that that may not mean anything to you, but to me, that's pretty damn significant. So if it's not too much to ask, can I please have just a few minutes of your undivided attention?
You won't get an argument from me. But here's a reality check. The minute we turn our backs, the gang of four disappear into the jungle.
Fine. It's true. Luke could end up the winner with all the jewels and Miss Holly. If claiming the bounty and winning the battle is more important to you than spending time with your daughter, then go ahead, finish your big adventure. Hope it's worth it.
You do that, Robin.
It's your choice.
You've been quite candid. It's refreshing. But right now, I am less interested in what Jax can do for you than what you can do for Jax.
Why don't you ask Jax?
My son is a hopeless romantic. He believes that happily ever after exists somewhere, and by God, he won't give up until he finds it. In the process, the man has suffered more heartache than any man deserves, and I'm afraid it's all starting all over again with you.
You're wrong.
Really? It is quite possible that Jack's relationship with you is more about Brenda than about you or Jax.
Brenda? How's that?
Jax never got over his love for Brenda, nor hers for Sonny, and now here Jax is stealing Sonny's wife.
Stealing ex-wife, okay? Ex-wife.
The mother of his children. What a lovely way to one-up his nemesis.
Okay. Okay, you know what? I considered that. In the beginning, I thought I was just revenge for all the bad blood between Sonny and Jax. But Jax and I are so far past that now. You have no idea how much we trust each other.
Well, I suppose trust is a good way to start. I mean, it's a far cry from the epic love story of the ages, but then we can't be fussy, can we?
You know what I can offer Jax? I want him to be happy. So much so, I'm standing here taking your insults, and you know what? I don't even really know why I bother. I saw what happened when you threw ultimatums at Jax. You lost, Jane. As much as it hurt Jax to turn his back on his mother, he chose Courtney.
And we both know how well that worked out.
I vote we get along for Jax's sake.
Well, I'll consider it. But first you have to pass one more test.
You say that.
What? Everything okay, boss? Everything's fine, Max. Any problems with the car? Fender benders, dents, or dings? She didn't overheat on you, did she? No, the car's running perfect. As a matter of fact, it's waiting for you to test drive it. Yeah, have fun.
Takes a real man to drive a car like this, Max. Someone strong and forceful.
Yeah? Well, you know.
Look at you, driving along at 250 miles an hour. I'm not even the tiniest bit afraid. In fact, your need for speed is quite the turn on.
Mm-hmm.
Turn on.
What? Idiot, just don't stand there. Cover the door. Gotta take the car on a test drive.
Did you check with the boss first?
It's his idea. Boss has been being generous and fun, which is cause for concern. But before this blows up on our faces, we used to get to drive a really cool car. So, there you go. Where are you at with school?
I actually feel pretty confident, and I have some breathing room right now.
Terrific. Let's not waste any time.
Who are you calling?
Yeah, hey, I need to see you right away. It's important. Bye.
Is there anyone you'd like to call, Elizabeth?
No, thank you.
I'll straighten this out with Alexis.
If there's anyone to blame, it's my father. He's the one who told Alexis the surgery's life-threatening.
What are you doing here?
Yeah, I was about to ask you the same thing. You let Patrick Drake talk you into helping with an illegal surgery?
No, that's not quite how it went.
You know what? Let's just discuss this at home. I'm gonna try to get you out of here.
No. Honey, I appreciate it, but I'm not leaving until we've all been released. It's a decent Shiraz, local wine.
Oh, no, thank you. I'm not old enough to drink.
But you are to be married. Come on, we're in the Markham Islands. You're legal here. It's an adventure. To Robert. With any luck, he'll have the sense to resist Anna this time around.
Resist her? He did try to kill her.
I can see I'm going to have to teach you a thing or two about women.
So this is your typical adventure? You know, moments of pure terror followed by total confusion and then a lot of sitting around wondering what just happened.
Yeah, I guess so, pretty much. I guess the real excitement is in the surprise factor. You know, like when Anna dropped out of the sky. That was a moment. Poor Australian didn't know what hit him. Literally.
Oh, well, she is good.
Well, give yourself a couple of years, kiddo. I have a feeling you're gonna wreak havoc on some poor, unsuspecting spud.
You don't think that they're still fighting, do you?
I don't hear Robert screaming. So I assume not. I'll tell you, though. I would rather face bounty hunters any day than the kind of domestic drama that he's in for. I don't envy him.
Really? I envy Robin. She's got both her mother and her father ready and willing to talk to her together at the same time.
All right. How did you get here to begin with?
Well, the wanted poster for your father popped up on the computer grid at the agency that I'm working with now, and I tried to get in touch with you, but the hospital said you'd taken a few days off, so I called Mac. He said Luke had taken off after Holly, which meant that Robert was probably chasing Luke, and I figured you wouldn't be far behind, so I thought I'd come join the party.
And line your pockets with a bit of money.
Absolutely, it's my 401k.
Yeah, the thing is, you see, you know that I'm not a terrorist.
Okay,
I'm the
time out! Can you let business go for 5 minutes so we can talk about us?
Of course we can. What do you want to know?
What I want to know is... Aren't you just a little bit sorry?
Carly, hey.
Yeah, the boys told me that Mom was here.
Yeah.
Have you been up to your old tricks?
Hello, baby boy. Oh, your ears must have been burning.
How is Jerry? Is he still having trouble with those yaks?
Oh, yeah. Carly, will you please get Jax a glass of the family recipe?
Oh, no, Mom, you didn't.
It took 2 batches, but I finally got it right.
Oh, that is one smart woman, Jax, and a spot-on cook.
Carly cooked the recipe all by herself?
Taste it before you mock me.
Okay. Oh, yeah, that's
It's the hot sauce that makes it.
You know this stuff is lethal, right? You know the hangover lasts a week.
Oh, leave her alone, Jax. She is one tough cookie. In fact, we are going to take a nice long hike tomorrow, and we're going to make our plans while we trek the bush.
What plans?
Well, I'm wide open on Tuesday. I can plan a lovely wedding by then.
What? What's the emergency?
Who said anything about an emergency?
Oh, I'm sorry you said it was important. I've been dealing with all this craziness at the hospital. Alexis is out of her mind with worry.
No, you know what? Forget Alexis for a second. Jason, Sam, everything else, you know, that has you so stressed out and hyper. You need to take a break. Which is why we're all gonna go to Vegas. You should have left with Lucky.
It's ridiculous that we've all been arrested. Sam needed that surgery.
I'm sorry, Lucky. I can't force Elizabeth to leave.
It's ridiculous.
I know. Look, I can bring her out here if you want to talk to her.
No. I want to talk to Patrick Drake.
Just so you know, I don't do the whole noble thing. As soon as my lawyer walks in, I'm out of here.
Dr. Dr. Drake?
As if on cue. You happy now?
Excuse me?
You've been sniffing around Elizabeth for weeks. Now you're responsible for her being arrested. You want to tell me exactly what's going on between you and my wife?
You think Sam's awake?
There's no way to know.
By now, Alexis knows that the surgery was successful. Just let her calm down. She'll drop the charges. We can all go home.
My problems with Alexis are just starting.
All right, the tests look good.
Why isn't she waking up?
Oh, it's much too soon to be alarmed.
Noah, what are you glossing over?
Well, it's possible that despite Patrick's skill and timing, there could be complications.
From the surgery?
Or from the underlying injury. I mean, we won't know for sure until Sam wakes up.